Yeah, it just always feels good, you know, to hike, to escape. You know, that's escape. That's what the hell, you guys. Yeah. Rostowich presents. There we go. Okay, whoever is the devil in real life? Well, we know if you really care about the truth, you know that the whole idea of the devil was just a scare tactic, a control tactic. It's because of the relationship between the king and the priest and the control. It's just control. The whole thing was control. And so scholars can prove this. Satan isn't in the Bible. Satan's a word that means the adversary. It's not a person. Anybody can be Satan. We're all Satan. The devil's inside. The devil's a tarot card. Lord of the Flies. So that's the facts. That's what we know. So does evil exist? Well, evil does exist. So who is evil? You know, who is the devil then? Well, we're all a little bit the devil, both to ourselves and to everyone. You know, nobody's perfect, and that brings up those type of problems. That's why it's important to be humble and to admit when you're wrong, when you've done something wrong, you know, so that you can try to be the best version of yourself and the best thing. And that's what really matters. The devil is like when you say, hey, I'm doing really good and everything like that, and then the person that you're saying that to looks at you like, yeah, but are you going to school? You know, you could be going to college. You got a degree, you're going to college, and if you say, yeah, I'm going to college, I'm studying this, then they go, oh, okay, yeah, you're just doing just fine, you know. But if you're not, if you say you're doing good but you're not going to school, they're like, well, gee, you know, we should do something up there, you know. Or if you're single, you know, and that's the bigger one, you know. You know, if you're single, it's like, oh, geez, you know, and everything. But if you're married, then everything's okay. So that's what the devil is, you know, because people are being told that the purpose of life is to get married, and they're told that they're incomplete until they find their other half, and that makes them complete. And when in reality, knowing yourself and being your authentic self is much more important. No wonder they hate transgender people and the biological fact that gender's a spectrum and that there's always been transgender people, there's transgender animals and all that. That God made transgender people, that's for as excited as they are about God, they never even wondered the mystery of why God created transgender people. Morons. What the science is a conspiracy every time it contradicts with the Bible. My hell, dude. The Bible has 10,000 over 10,000 errors and contradictions in it. Get a clue. So you're smart enough to know that that's not true? Come on. You have zero humility. That's the devil. See? That's what's really hurting us. Why are these things happening? Because people are irritated when someone looks like a lesbian or a gay person, because they must not be trying to get married, and therefore they must not really know themselves, because who they are, we're all mothers and fathers. I know that I came from a man and a woman. It's the family unit. They've demonized the family unit by calling it the purpose of life, and by calling everybody that isn't doing it that way a failure. That's the devil. That's the reason people are being killed, and all these people are wasting their lives. It's a waste of a life. If you're going to get in a relationship, you have to know who you are and who you authentically are, and you know, embrace the things you can't change. I'm transgender. I can't change that. No one can. You can force me to convert, and if you guys would be evil enough to say, like, if I said, I repent, I'm not a transgender person, I was wrong all along, I come unto Jesus. And if I started doing that and started dating women and getting in a relationship with a woman, you know, you guys would call me a success and you'd say, right on, and you'd congratulate me and you'd help me out and want to support me and everything like that. Dude, that is so evil. Why, you know, these people, they have zero humility. Maybe who the devil is every time someone has zero humility. You know, if you think you're that smart, that's what I need, then you're an idiot. You're a danger. I need to stay away from you. What a toxic fool. You know? You don't know that. You don't know what I need in my life. And you don't know what all these people need in your life. And you let your soul fill with hatred because you're so convinced that what you were told to believe, and you've never thought outside of that box, is truth, that you will maim, hurt, kill, and destroy everything in your path, filled with hatred in your heart. I don't hate anybody. I would love you if you would just come unto Christ. Evil. Evil. We all connect within. It's the one love.